Did you inherit $1 million from your grandparent, or are you about to become wealthy from someone else's hard work? If you say yes to these questions, this show is not for you. You, the hardworking, committed, and ambitious professional who have a 9-to-5 corporate job or a 12-hour shift worker keeping the assembly line running. Perhaps you run your gig as a freelancer, or maybe you run a small business. You are in the right place. Welcome to the Career Evangelist Podcast, where you get your weekly tips, ideas, strategies, and inspiration to find purpose in what you do so you can build a career you are passionate about and live a fulfilled life. Here is your host, Bola Alabi.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Career Evangelist Podcast. Today we have Nichole joining us. Nichole is the founder of Success on the Spectrum, which is a ABA therapy franchise. And Nichole is going to explain more about that during this interview. But I'm thrilled to have Nichole because she started as an autism mom, and she turned that mission into a business. And now, from our roots as an healthcare specialist, she's been featured in USA Today, Fox News, and LA Magazine. And she has built more than just a business, she has built a movement with over 66 clinics and over 100 territories nationwide. Today, she mentors purpose-driven professionals who want to leave burnout behind and create something truly meaningful. So, guys, you don't want to miss today's episode. Without further ado, let's welcome our guest, Nichole. Hey, Nichole, how are you?
I'm very well. Thank you so much for having me on the show. It's good to be with a fellow Houstonian.
That's right. That's right. It's good to be with you. Thank you for joining us. So, Nichole, I'm going to just go straight into it. So, what inspired you to leave your healthcare career and start Success on the Spectrum?
Yeah, in 2014, I got married to a man with a daughter who had autism. And I had never been exposed to the world of autism before. But as you guys know, the CDC just released a new report. 1 in 31 kids is diagnosed with autism. So it's very prominent nowadays. And so I was thrown into this world I didn't know. She needed help. We couldn't find it. So I started my own ABA therapy clinic. ABA therapy is the main treatment for autism, and it teaches kids new skills and it helps them to reduce problem behaviors or tantrums or aggressions. And it helps them live fulfilled lives where they can integrate in with society and function and be independent. So it was wonderful to give my daughter what she needed, but I found just as much joy in helping the other kids get what they needed as well. And then I was very happy to discover that it was very lucrative and profitable. And parents don't have to pay out of pocket like a daycare or like a private tuition for school. Health insurance pays us $10,000 a month per kid to have
Oh,
an autistic child in our facility.
oh wow. So for you, it's personal because this is your daughter that we're talking about here. So can you break it down for us? How did that turn into a business for you?
I mean, honestly, it was all in a happy accident. It was supposed to be just for my daughter. And then one person said, "Can I come in?" And another person, "I'm looking to, and I'm a mama and I'm looking for services for my kid." And I realized how much demand there was for this service. And Houston is, the medical capital of the world, right? We have more hospitals and more doctors here than anywhere else. And there still isn't enough to service all the kids being diagnosed with autism. And so I opened my first clinic here in Houston. It got full. I opened a second clinic across the on a different side of town by downtown. That one got full. And it was just this eureka moment where I'm like, I can't fix this problem by myself. I need other people opening up ABA clinics. I need to teach them how to do this because I can't do it on my own. So I franchised. And so now Success on the Spectrum has over 72 open locations throughout the US, and we have about 30 more in the pipeline. We're growing crazy. Everybody is successful no matter what state we're in, no matter what city we're in. The demand is so crazy. But I am happy to report that my daughter is doing very well. She's in college.
Oh, that's
She's
awesome.
driving. Stay off the streets, everybody. She's driving. So ABA gave all of this back to us, you know?
So ABA therapy, I want to understand, how does it work? Do they give kids like education, or do they just help them to integrate better into the society?
Perfect question. So many people, when you say therapy, they imagine like laying in a chair and talking to a therapist about all your troubles. That's not what this is, of course. If you want to think of it as a private bougie school for autistic kids, that is the best way of looking at it. So kids come to us instead of school or instead of daycare. Mom drops them off in the morning, picks them up in the afternoon. And throughout the day, we are teaching them some academics, the basics, the reading, the writing, and a little bit of math. But mostly what we focus on is social skills and independent skills. And so we're teaching them emotional recognition and how to feel when they start to become upset and recognize I need to ask for a break or do something to calm myself down, giving them calming strategies, coping mechanisms that they can use throughout their whole lives. We're teaching kids to dress themselves, feed themselves. If they don't verbally speak, we teach them to type so they have some way to communicate. And some will learn to verbally communicate and some don't, and that's okay. Our short-term goal is to get kids into a position where they can participate in a typical school classroom setting. Our long-term goal is to allow this child to have enough skill and social skills to hold a job, live on their own, and be happy, independent adults. As a mama, you always fear, like, who's going to take care of her when I'm gone? Is she going to end up in some, assisted living home, sitting in a chair doing nothing her whole life? I want her to be proud of herself. I want her to be able to accomplish something on her own that she loves.
So, like, how many kids do you cater for in one of your location presently?
It varies depending on how big the facility is, but most of our centers hold about 25 kids. And what's different about us than, say, a school or a daycare is each kid gets their own technician at all times. So we're one on one. So where a daycare would have one grown up in a room full of kids and it's kind of chaos, this is very structured. It's like having a private tutor all the time, and every kid is going to learn something a little bit different. So the curriculum is completely individualized to each kid. So it's very specialized.
Okay, I like that. So when we started, Nichole, you told me that you want to motivate people, professionals to go into franchise. So I'm going to ask, is this meant for people with healthcare background, or can anyone on a spectrum?
Honestly, honestly, no. 25% of our existing franchisees are autism parents who
Oh,
may or may not have even worked in 10 years because they've been at home raising babies. You don't need a medical background. You don't need a business background. I didn't have any of the necessary background knowledge before starting this, but that's the joy of joining a franchise, right? If you come in and you say, I want to own a business that both makes profit and makes a difference in the world, you can come to me and I can teach you everything you need to know to hire the people, the actual medical professionals. We just hire them. I teach you to do payroll. I teach you to hire and fire. And I teach you to do performance reviews and medical claims. It's all software nowadays. So it's nothing that's rocket science. Anybody can do this, but you do have to have a heart for the kids. And your main job is managing your staff. So you do need your people skills. If you can manage a team, you can manage this business.
no, that's good. That's good. So, um, what's your, and I also like to motivate people. So what's your long-term goal right now? Because when I started, based on my research, I thought you had 66 clinics, and I hear you mention 72. That means you are growing. So tell us what are your goals, aspiration, for your business success on the spectrum?
We could open 1,000 of these and there still wouldn't be enough. The demand of autism is greatly outpacing the supply. And so, in the beginning, my sole goal was to open as many clinics as possible to help the kids, to give access to care to the kids that need it in different states and different cities. But now my goals have kind of shifted a little bit. I'm in the franchising business now, and my main goal is to help aspiring entrepreneurs open up businesses and fulfill their own lives. And in turn, they help the kids. But I love that owning your own business gives you the flexibility, to come and go as you need. If you are a parent and you can only afford the time to work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, that's what we do. We work banker's hours. If you need the type of jobs that you don't have to be at a desk and stuck in a chair all day long, you need the ability to go to your kid's soccer game and go to all the teacher meetings. This is what offers it for you. And if you're looking for financial stability, you can't get rich working for somebody else. They've got to be working for you. So finding the right people that are looking for a business that means something, not just open a Pizza Hut. Nothing wrong with Pizza Hut, by the way. Love Pizza Hut. But if you're looking for something more that's not just profitable, but purposeful, this checks all the boxes. And even if you've got no ABA experience in the past and no autism experience, most of our franchisees are just like that. It can still be a very rewarding and happy business to have.
So definitely for working professionals today, they are going to need some kind of mindset shift to
Yes.
go from employee to becoming a business owner. So what are some of the mindset shift that you had as you transitioned from being an employee to an entrepreneur?
It's kind of crazy, the transition, and I'm very type A and I like to control things. And the leadership skills that I had to adapt to was wild, because you think as the CEO, I'm the boss, I make all the decisions. But truly, a good leader empowers their staff to make decisions. And when I came into the ABA field and I knew nothing, I had to trust that the professionals that I hired knew what they were doing with the kids. And now that I know what I'm doing and now that I have the franchise, I help my franchisees monitor their employees' work and make sure they're doing all the right things. But you have to that skill to let go, and truly it's a skill that I had to work at, is the right mindset. You have to build a team of people around you that also have the same goals as you and empower them to work by themselves.
So I think you shared one success story with me, and that's your daughter. You said she's in college right now. Can you tell us maybe another success story that's really keep you motivated, something that you are really, really proud of with this your business?
I mean, it's really great to get a big fat check in the mail from these insurance companies, but whenever you teach a kid to say their first word, when all of the doctors told them their whole life that they would never be able to speak, there is not a dry eye in the building. We had one kid who started speaking with us, and it was very happy. And you start with the basics. You teach a kid to say that they're hungry or they need to go potty. Those are the first two, like, have your needs met. That's what you should communicate. But after that, we taught this little girl to say, I love you, mom. And
Mm.
she was 7 years old. And this mama had been raising this 7-year-old toddler, so to speak, for years without sleep and without a break and without any gratitude. And this was a child that also didn't like to be touched. So she, didn't like the hugs and the snuggles. And when she came out and she said, "I love you, mommy," we were all like, ah, the mom was crying, the receptionist was crying, I was crying. And you're like, this is what matters. This family is whole now. They can heal from all the struggles that autism has brought them and start to move toward the good stuff. And it makes, even if I went broke doing this, it makes everything worth it. It really does.
So what advice do you have for maybe someone that is out there listening to us right now, who wants to be an entrepreneur but is afraid to take that step, bold step? What advice do you give them?
I would say that there are a million things out there that can help you make money. But if you're going to be happy in your life, if you want to be proud of yourself and leave a legacy that lives longer than you do, you have to find a business with purpose. Whether it's working with kids or animals or the whatever it is, the saving the earth, if you feel like you are making a difference in your community, it brings that sense of fulfillment to you that money can't give. And finding a business that offers both financial stability and purposeful meaning is really the hot ticket. So whether you go with me or something else, find something you love, find something you're proud of, find something that your mama will be proud of, that'll get you out of speeding tickets, whatever it is that makes it jive for you. It's important to find peace in your own heart.
So, in my opinion, ABA therapy, you rightly mentioned it, that it's profitable. And I also know that it's not only about the money, you are also caring for autism kids. I want to understand from you, in terms of timeline. Let's say somebody joined a franchise today. How long do you think it can take typically to become profitable?
Typically, most of our franchisees are cash flow positive within 6 months of opening, and that's very exciting. I think it helps that we're a service-based industry, so you're not having to buy equipment or anything very expensive. You're not having to buy cost of goods. You're not stocking any kind of product on the shelves that you have to sell before you get your money back. All we have is payroll. And so the cash flow in a service-based industry turns a little bit faster. In addition, we're not chasing our customers for money. It's not like a school or a daycare where you have to get mom to write you a check, and if they don't have the money, then you have to kick them out. With the medical field, it's a little more stable. You have contracts with all these insurance companies, Aetna, Cigna, Blue Cross, whatever it is, Medicaid, and you are contractually guaranteed to be paid for the services that you do. And so even if COVID happens or dad loses his job and they don't have insurance anymore, Medicaid will pick it up. The kid is always covered. And so our services are guaranteed to be paid, very stable. It gets paid within a certain amount of time. So it's smooth. It's not everything is perfectly smooth. There's always going to be some sort of shenanigan happening, right? As all businesses do. But compared to others, it's very stable, it's very secure, and it's not affected by any kind of recession. You don't need disposable income. It really is great for you as a business, but great for the parents that enroll their children because it's not coming out of their pocket.
So I like the fact that you said not everything is smooth, because my next question was going to be, what are the most challenging parts of running this ABA therapy business?
I think with any business, the answer is the same. I have not come across a single CEO that has not said staffing is the problem. We staff, obviously, service-based industry one-on-one, so we staff a lot. And building the right team, especially for a rookie, can be difficult. When you're desperate to hire people, you still have to interview and say, I don't like you, I'm not going to hire you. You have to hire the right people the first time, and you have to be picky. And so staffing is always the issue. And then, of course, in the ABA industry, we're hiring people in their early 20s, and there's always the drama. There's always someone stole my Chick-fil-A sauce at the break room. It's always something like, really, this is what I'm dealing with today. I
Yeah.
thought I was going to be a CEO and be above it all. No, I'm over here like painting the walls because somebody's colored on it. But it's just the way things go. It's just life. If you expect it, something different will happen.
Okay. That's good. That's good. So, what does it take to be an owner of this franchise? And I'm thinking in terms of the financial commitment.
Our franchise fee is $45,000. And with that 45,000, we give you all the tools and training that you need to run and operate the business. We help you hire your medical professional staff and we train them too. We help you get a business startup loan if you need it. And even if you don't need it, you probably should do it anyway. Why use your money when you can use the bank's, right? Come on, that's how the rich stay rich. And we help you with every step of the way. We help you find an office space that is near your home, that's convenient for you, but that will prosper. We help you with the construction, tell you what colors to paint everything, give you the logo to slap on the door. And from there, we're holding your hand through the day to day challenges. You get unlimited support, all the training, and all the help that you need to do your business well.
Awesome. So, we have come to my rapid fire question section, just for my listeners to get to know you more. So, Nichole, can you tell us one word to describe your leadership style?
Whew. One word. I'm so type A. I would say checklists.
Checklist.
I lead everything with a checklist. I love a good Excel spreadsheet. I feel like having things written down and having goals visibly in front of your face helps everybody to accomplish the same thing.
What's your dream vacation spot? At least you take some time off from business to just go enjoy yourself, right?
I am a beach girl, as you can tell from the nautical theme. So anywhere with clear water and white sand, I'm there.
What's your go-to motivational quote?
Motivational quote. um, it's so funny. When I feel like I'm irritated with all the things going around me, I usually say, common sense is not that common. Not super motivational, but it does help you understand that just because you know what to do as a leader doesn't mean everyone underneath you can figure it out the way that you do. So it helps me to have patience.
I like that. So, maybe this will tie back to that concern about patience. If you could go back, what would you tell your younger self when starting out?
Work-life balance is so important. And I know when you're first opening up a business, you got to have hustle and you got to run towards the goal, right? But if the CEO is burnt out, you are the leader and everybody's watching you. And they will treat themselves the way that you treat yourselves. And even though it's your duty to work harder than everybody else, you have to have that balance. And that was a hard lesson for me to learn. Again, wanting to control everything and wanting to do everything myself because I could do it better or faster. But I wish younger me would have paid more attention to myself and given myself the grace that I give my staff.
That is good. We should give ourselves some grace from time to time. So, as we are wrapping it, Nichole, I, I think you mentioned something about people coming to Houston. So I'm gonna give the floor to you. What's going on? What's the latest?
I would love to invite all of your listeners to think about owning their own business. And if you are interested in my franchise, Success on the Spectrum, I would love for you to visit our website, sosfranchising.com, to learn more. If you feel like it's a good fit, give our sales team a call. We have our contact forms and the phone numbers on the website. But if you mention that you listened to this podcast, we are giving a special gift to the people listening. We will buy you a plane ticket to Houston to take a tour of our corporate headquarters and spend a day with me to ask more questions, to look around and see if this is a good fit for you. And if it is, great. And if it isn't, that's okay. But we are offering a free plane ticket for everyone who mentions this podcast.
Oh, that is so generous of you, Nichole. Thank you very much. I think it's been awesome. I'm passionate about helping people to find career, and obviously starting a business, they can build their career out of this. So, any parting word that you want to share with my listeners?
Find something you love, find something with meaning, and you'll never work a day in your life.
Thank you. Love that.
Thank you so much.